Alright, hello everyone. Today is, Tuesday, the 29th of March, 2023. This is the first home fire alarm test of 2023. So let's just jump right into it. As you can see, we have a 4008 fire alarm panel. Wait a minute. No, we don't. You'll notice that the entire basement fire alarm system assembly has been taken down. It is, gone but not forgotten, because it has been moved over here. So the 4008 panel is on this wall now. You'll notice, jumping right into things, we have a Simplex 4906-9129 True Alert that is now wall mounted as opposed to ceiling mounted as it was before. We also have a 4098-9714 addressable smoke detector on the ceiling right here by the panel. It protects the panel as well as the water heater and furnace and air handler and all that good stuff. And then down here we have a Simplex 4099-9006 addressable pull station. So this is just a few of the major changes that have been made to this system. You'll notice that there's conduit coming out of the panel now, which is real nice. The wiring looks a lot cleaner than it did before. Actually up here you'll see there's some wires going to different places, which is really cool. You might notice that there's some wires going into the ceiling. And there's a junction box there that I need to put a plate on. But the wiring looks a lot nicer. There's no more wires running along over here towards the outside, which is a real upgrade. We also have this, which I've added, which is interesting. If you look here, you'll notice that this label is marked as Smoke Alarm Trip to FACP, device M17. There is a Kidda SM120X relay module in that box right now that's just wired into a IDNet module, but it unfortunately does not work currently. The relay module does not work. I have to get a new one. But the idea is that when these home smoke alarms go off, it triggers that relay, which triggers the IAM monitor module in there, which then sets off the 4008 system, which is another cool added feature of this system. But once again, it doesn't work for the time being because I need to replace that relay module. So with that said, let's go look at some other devices. On the first floor or basement living room area that I've always talked about, we still have the Simplex 4906-9129 True Alert that's wall mounted. It's mounted on a nice red back box skirt that you can kind of see there. And it's got some conduit coming down from the ceiling. I know it's kind of hard to see on that, but personal opinion of mine is that those red back box skirts actually look really good on the white True Alerts. I don't know why, I just always liked it. But that's beyond the point. If we go along the ceiling, we still have this Simplex 4098-9714 smoke detector as well. You'll notice at the top of the stairs there is no more pull station here. Instead, there's just a blank cover plate on here now. And if we come up here to the basement landing, you'll notice that there is no longer a horn strobe up here. So the horn strobe has actually been relocated and replaced. You'll see that in just a second. It's really cool, and the dog's about to start barking. But there it is. I will show you that in just a second. So we are on the first floor of my house now. Now I'm going to turn on the light in here so you can see a little better. But you'll notice I'm standing near this wall. If we go up, you will see this nice new flush mounted setup of a Simplex 4098-9714 smoke detector on the left and a 4906-9129 horn strobe that has been flush mounted on the first floor. So that SmartSync True Alert was actually brand new, old stock. I got it with the rest of the white True Alerts I have on this system, but I kept it as a spare in case I ever, expanded the system like I did here, or if one of them happened to go bad, I could just replace it. So I had a use for this one. So this one has gone up on the system. It is set on 75 candela, and it looks really, really nice on that gray wall. I still can't get over how good that looks, even though I installed it like 3 months ago. So with that said, we'll continue on upstairs. Excuse the mess. I've been cleaning out my room, so some of my junk is out here. But if we go down and look here, you'll notice there's no more pull station. There's no more horn strobe up here, and there's no more smoke detector on the ceiling. Once again, we've moved some stuff around. If we go over here, you'll notice that there is another combination of white SmartSync True Alert on the wall, as well as the smoke detector. So these are the same horn strobe and smoke detector combo I had before, but they've been relocated over here and made to be flush mount, which I think looks really, really nice. So there's that. All right, so my sister was mad, so if you hear anything, that's just her being annoying. But continuing on, we're going to my room now, which is nice and clean. If we go up here, you'll see that in roughly the same spot as before, I have the SmartSync True Alert, which is once again flush mounted. You'll notice the wall is also gray on this wall, but this one's still orange with the demo system. Anyway, the smoke detector, as you can see, it's no longer on the ceiling. It is flush mounted on the wall, and there's no more wires running all over here like there was previously. So I guess I should also point out that there's also no longer a pull station down here. So I've definitely slimmed back this system a little bit. It's much less complex. It's basically had all the pull stations eliminated from it, and it had increased coverage to the first floor, which I think those are very good changes. This makes the system much more professional looking and clean and, you know, dare I say, less obsessed. But I really like the way this turned out. You know, it's been a long time in the making. So one thing I'll also point out is that these devices, the way they're mounted, their wiring is all up in the attic for these, and they just kind of drop down to these devices for the second floor, and the first floor devices are fed up through that hole in the basement that I showed you. So yeah, everything's all nice and clean. There's no more T-taps or anything like that. It's done much more professionally. I sound like a broken record, but man, this system looks good. All right, so since this is a new device location, I'm gonna go ahead and start the test here. And you'll notice a change with these True Alerts I think many of you guys are gonna like. So we're just gonna set this off by spraying this detector. Should be enough. Back away, and it should start any second. Let's take a little walk. Sound coverage is much better than it was before. That system is really, really loud, but as I said, it sounds great. It looks great. It's just a overall very nice system. The LCD is unfortunately still doing that bug where it's just kind of displaying random characters, but it is a little better now, which I'll get into the reason why I did that. So hopefully you'll see this is smoke floor 1, device M14. We'll go ahead and reset. Hopefully I've given the detector enough time to air out, which I did, which is very nice. So I'm going to do a quicker activation this time, and I'm going to show some audible silence action, because audible silence is cool. But we'll go ahead and pull this pull station and show that. I can hear my sister yelling upstairs, which is fun. Anyway, got strobe action going up there. It's not picking up the strobe very well. I always think strobes from outside look pretty cool, so I'll try to get some shots. You can kind of see the one in the first floor flashing there. Yeah, you can kind of see it. And there's my room up there, which is definitely flashing away. Although I usually have to back up a little bit to see that one. There it is. I don't know, I always think outdoor strobe shots are pretty cool. It's kind of like when you're at school and they do a fire drill and you look through all the windows and see the strobes. But I'm going to head inside and we're going to reset because I've been letting the strobes flash for a little bit. Hey, Stella. Hi. All right. After this, we're going to do a silent walk test because I've been letting these sound long enough. But there it is. Back downstairs. The strobe coverage is actually pretty decent on this system now, which is cool. And there's how the wires go upstairs. One of those is the NAC. The other one is IDNet. There's kind of hard to see, but back there's like a probably 2-inch pipe that goes from down here at the basement all the way up to the attic. I don't know what it's actually used for, but I'm using it as a conduit. Back to the panel. You'll see we have one alarm, pull station by FACP. We'll go ahead and reset that. Alright, so before I start the walk test, I did kind of want to talk about why I moved this panel from under there to over here. So as I'm sure you've probably all seen by now, this panel has a bit of a bug where the LCD likes to display random characters. You'll see it do it a few times here probably. Of course, now that I pointed out, it's not doing it. But my point stands. The reason I did this is that I have a hunch that the panel being under the stairs, and the people in my family like to, run up and down the stairs, 3 stairs at a time and jump and all that stuff. I think it rattled this panel a little bit and it messed with the CPU or the cable going to the display or something like that. I'm not quite sure how it would be fixed, but I have a hunch that that's why it does that. So I moved it here to alleviate that the best I can, and it is better. But of course it hasn't entirely gone away. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, these panels are getting a little older now, so maybe that's just a bug these panels have when they reach a certain age. Hard saying. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do a walk test. So to do that, you hit Menu, go to Log In, which I'm not going to show my code. So I have successfully logged into Level 3. And now we scroll down to Walk Test. And as I said, I'm going to set it to on, but we're going to do a silent walk test. So we're going to confirm that. And the unit is in walk test. I don't need the smoke because I have some smoke in my pocket. Let me get my keys out here. I'll use my actual key ring for this. So go ahead and pull it. You'll notice the LED comes on indicating that it is active, but the horn strobes do not go off. That is because we are doing a silent walk test. So that's the pull station. That works. We're now going to look up at the smoke over here. Get my spray out. And just shoot a little of that in there. And there it is. It's kind of hard to see, but the LED did just come on. There you can see it a little better. So, very good. Over here, this is M13, basement family room. Spray some smoke at that. Maybe a little bit more will do the trick. Sometimes these smokes do take quite a bit of spray to activate. Come on. This detector does work, I assure you. Might be that fan that's running in the background blowing all the smoke away. Okay, that might be problematic. Come on. What's going to happen is I'm going to blow a bunch of smoke in here, and then I'm not going to be able to take the panel out of walk tests. Alright. This one might just be a dud today, which is not good. We'll come back to this one. There it is. It's weird, these detectors don't seem to be super sensitive in walk tests, but you saw I sprayed that one earlier and it went pretty quickly with like 2 puffs of smoke, which is weird. We'll see what this one does. That one went pretty quickly. And finally, we'll do the one in my bedroom. Turn the light on. This one tends to have trouble activating when the fan is running, the ceiling fan is running. I'm going to spray some right in that chamber there. It should get it that time. I wonder if it's the fan. I'm going to try something here. So I turn the fan off, which that's going to start spinning down. I'll just do that. Stop it manually. Now I bet it'll go pretty quickly. See, there it is. These detectors don't do very well with airflow, it seems. I bet that's what the one in the basement's doing as well, but we'll go ahead and try it one more time. So, if you would follow me, we will go downstairs and double check that one in the basement. Because there's a fan down there too, which runs basically all the time. And I'm a little concerned about that because these things don't seem to detect smoke very well when the fans are running. So, as I said, there's the fan, and here's the smoke. Just spray a whole bunch of it over here. Because that is something I've noticed, the smoke tends to drift over this way. And there it is. Went off that time. So, back to the panel. Gonna look at the ceiling, because it looks much nicer than the floor. And we might still be in level 3, which we are. And we're going to scroll to walk test. Off. And that screen that you just saw there for a brief second, that comes up when you have too much smoke in the area, and there's a chance that it will set the alarms off if you let the timer expire, type of deal. So it gives you that just to warn you that, you know, hey, if you take this out walk test, you'll get a regular alarm. And now we're out of it, so hopefully it doesn't go off again. But that is going to wrap up today's video. As always, thank you for watching. This system came out really, really nice in my opinion. This renovation was long overdue. This system definitely needed an overhaul, and I think that came out real nice. I guess one thing I'll show you is that I was kind of looking at the floor earlier, but if you look in this box here, there is a few of the parts of the old home system, like this gray Vista cabinet that was there. All of those red True Alerts are in there. That's the pull station from the basement system, which I guess this should go without saying, but for those of you who've been wondering where the basement fire alarm series went, it's over. There's going to be no more basement fire alarm system test videos, which, I mean, I haven't done one in over a year at this point, so, you know, it's whatever. But as you can tell by the abundance of fire alarm wire in that box, part of this system, the coolest thing about it, in my opinion, is that I actually ended up rewiring this entire system, because that was also much needed. There was, you know, bits of wiring left over from all sorts of systems that have been up in this house over the years. So there was all sorts of splices and, you know, wiring added at different times, and, you know, it was a whole mess. And now I've just kind of redid it, and it's nice and clean, and there's no more junctions, really. No more, you know, unnecessary splices. It's not like there's a splice along the ceiling type of thing anymore. All the splices that are done anymore are in here, just because it was the only way it really could be done. And that junction box allows me to add on to this system in the future if needed in a clean manner. So, yeah. I think that's enough rambling. I guess one other thing is that, you know, the system is hardwired into the house electricity system, the electrical system, before it was actually plugged into that outlet over there. So it's another, quality of life, somewhat more up to code type of update that I did. It's actually, it's actually fed off of the circuit for our house smoke alarms, which I thought was appropriate for this, since it's, on its own breaker and all that good stuff. So it's the life safety breaker now, so the fire panel is on it. Anyway, that is really enough talking from me. This is a very, very long video, probably the longest one I've made. But with that said, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and to check out the links in my description. Thank you, and have a great day.